The truth about who you really are, Bob Proctor. Everything you live today is a reflection of a lie you've been told about who you are. Are you ready to discover the truth that can completely change your reality? You weren't born limited. You were taught to believe it. Discover now who you really are and how to unleash your hidden power with Bob Proctor. Most people live as a copy of what others have told them they are. Today, you start living as your true self. Do you really know who you are? Or have you been living an identity shaped by fear, the beliefs of others, and invisible programming? In this powerful video with Bob Proctor, you'll discover the truth behind your mind, understand why your life reflects conditioning more than your true potential, and learn how to reverse this using the power of consciousness, vibration, and true identity. Prepare to reconnect with your essence, break the barriers of paradigm, and awaken the strength that has always been within you. Watch until the end so you don't miss the turning point that could change your reality. The hidden truth about who you are, and why it's changing lives. Stop. Breathe. Now tell me, do you really know who you are? Because maybe, just maybe, everything you believe about yourself is nothing more than a distorted reflection of ancient conditioning. Have you ever felt lost, searching for answers in books, gurus, or courses? But what if I told you the answer was never outside? That what you're looking for is, in fact, a dormant memory within you? Hold on tight, because what comes next could turn your inner key forever. Since childhood, we've been shaped by other people's ideas. You can do this, that's not for you, that's difficult. Each word, an invisible brick building an internal prison. And the cruelest part? We think these bars are part of who we are. But they're not. They're just mental installations made by external voices. The truth is, most people live their entire lives without ever discovering who they truly are. They react to the world, go with the flow, and call it living. But deep down, they're surviving. The real turning point begins when you stop asking, what's wrong with the world? And start asking, what's hidden inside me? This is what a mentor revealed to Bob Proctor. If you want to change your life, you have to change yourself. It sounds simple, and it is. But it's not easy. Because to change, you first need to know. And most people have never looked within with enough courage. Imagine this, you are not your name. You are not your body. Nor your profession. All of these are just labels, roles you've assumed. But the true you, that is invisible, powerful, and creative. It's the part of you that thinks, feels, imagines, and decides. It's the spark that connects everything that exists. You live in 3 dimensions, spiritual, mental, and physical. And it's precisely because you're trapped only in the material realm that you feel incomplete. The disconnect isn't from the world. It's from yourself. Most people are programmed to obey, follow, and remain silent. They live in silence, accepting a routine they didn't choose. But you're here. And that means something within you is already awakening. Understand, your greatest power is the power to imagine. Everything that exists today began as a thought. The life you desire can also begin that way. Don't wait for the world to come. Dare to create your own. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how to transform this discovery into a real plan. How to reconnect with your true essence, dissolve old blocks, and access your unlimited capacity to create. But before that, I want to invite you to do something right now. Stop for a few seconds, and ask yourself sincerely, who am I? Repeat this every day. The answer, when it comes, will change everything. Reconnection. The path back to who you really are. Have you ever felt like you were living a life that wasn't yours? As if every step, every choice, every routine, were programmed by someone you don't even recognize? This is no coincidence. You were conditioned. From a young age, you were taught to fit into molds, to please, to not bother. They told you who you should be. And so, silently, you moved away from who you were. But here's the truth no one told you. Your greatest power isn't in reinventing yourself. It's in remembering. Remembering who you always were, before you were taught to forget. What if, right now, your pain isn't a sign of weakness, but a reminder? A silent call from your essence saying, come home. Reconnection begins there. When you stop looking for answers outside yourself and start listening to the one voice that has been silenced for so long, your own. The one that whispers what you've always known but were afraid to admit. And here's a powerful secret. The more you align with your true identity, the more the world begins to respond. The right people arrive. Opportunities arise. The weight of anxiety lifts. And for the first time in a long time, you feel peace without reason. But be careful, your ego will resist. It will try to convince you that it's not the right time, that you're not ready yet, that you need more time. This is a lie. The ego fears only one thing, your freedom. Because when you reconnect with your essence, fear loses control. You begin to think clearly, act courageously, and live with purpose. This is why so many people get stuck when it comes to change. It's not a lack of strength, it's too much internal noise. And the only way to silence this noise is by going within. So stop now and reflect. What do you believe about yourself that may have been planted by others? What labels do you carry that don't belong to you? What voices are still guiding your life without you realizing it? The time has come to rewrite this story. But not in a rush. With presence. Because true transformation doesn't happen with noise, it happens in silence. And in that silence, you hear yourself for the first time. In the next few minutes, we'll delve into how to rebuild this new identity, solid, free of masks, and vibrating at the frequency of your deepest truth. We'll explore practices, key phrases, and mental codes that reprogram your subconscious to attract what is already rightfully yours. But for now, repeat with feeling, I am not what I was told. I am who I was born to be. Say it out loud. Feel the impact of these words in your heart. This is the seed. And once planted, no one can stop you. Como reprogrammer sua mente. O poder de imaginamento e de remoco. Agora que você começou esse reconectar com quem você realmente é, chegou a hora de dar passo ainda mais poderoso, reprogramar o seu subconsciente. Mas não se assuste com essa palavra. Você não precisa ser uma especialista, nem entender de ciência profunda. Basta compreender uma coisa simples. Sua mente inconsciente não responde à lógica. Ela responde às imagens e às emoções. Tudo o que você sente intensamente e imagina com clareza, ela registra como verdade. E o mais incrível é que, ela começa a trabalhar silenciosamente para tornar isso realidade. Imagine isso por instante. Se todos os dias você repite mentalmente que é incapaz, que é difícil, que a vida é injusta, seu subconsciente aceita e transforma essas ideias em comportamentos, atitudes e resultados. Mas se você começa a imaginar, como moco e nitidez, futuro onde você é livre, feliz, prospero, e sente isso como se já fosse real, então sua mente começa a te guiar exatamente nesse dirico. Não por mágica, mas por programação. Por isso, precisamos começar a plantar novas imagens, com intenções claras e sentimentos profundos. Vamos fazer isso juntos agora. Feche os olhos por instante. Respire fundo. Relax os ombros. E imagine, como seria acordar todos os dias com leveza no coração, com paz na mente, e com propósito nos olhos? Veja a cena. Onde você está? Como está com você? Como você se veste? O que você sente? Permita-se entrar nesse estado. Isso não é apenas fantasia. É exercício de reeducação emocional. Quanto mais você repetir essa prática, mais seu cerebro cria conexões novas, caminhos mentais que levam a decisões diferentes, e, portanto, uma vida diferente. E aqui está o segredo que poucos te contam. O que você imagina com frequência, como moco verdadeira, se torna seu novo ponto de atração. O universo, ou como você quiser chamar, responde a o que você vibra, não a o que você deseja apenas com palavras soltas. Então começa a usar imagens mentais como, se faça mapas do seu novo eu. Associe essas imagens a sentimentos positivos como gratidão, alegria, realização. Não diga apenas eu quero prosperar, sinta como se já estivesse vivendo isso. Você pode fazer isso por 2 minutos ao acordar. 2 minutos antes de dormir. Mas nesses breves momentos, entregue-se de verdade. Porque o que você sente é muito mais poderoso do que o que você apenas pensa. É moco é o motor de manifestação. E quando você tem uma imagem mental clara com uma emoção elevada, o que parece impossível começa se mover sua dirico de forma natural. Repita com calma. eu sou a imagem perfeita daquilo que desejo ser. E a cada vez que disser isso imagine, sinti vibrar nessa frequência. Seu subconsciente vai entender. E o mundo ao seu redor vai começar a se reorganizar de acordo com essa nova vibração. Agora me diga, se você pudesse criar uma nova versão de você mesmo a partir de hoje, como ela seria? No próximo trecho, vamos usar essa imagem para ativar a autoconfiança, remover os bloqueios emocionais e criar plano de aquilo prático, para que você não apenas imagine, mas viva essa transformação. The ideal self-image. Embodying your new identity. Now that you understand the power of mental imagery and emotion, the most decisive moment has arrived, embracing this new version of yourself. Yes, this is where many people stop. They visualize, feel, even get emotional, but they return to their routine with the same habits, the same reactions, the same automatic thoughts. And what happens? The old mind takes over again. But it will be different for you. Because now you have awareness. And those who have awareness have choice. So, let's make a powerful choice now. Imagine that ideal version you created mentally. That you who is more confident, calmer, more focused, more prosperous. Now answer honestly, how does this version act? How does it speak? How does it make daily decisions? This isn't theory, this is practice. Every choice you make is an opportunity to reinforce your new identity. When you wake up and decide to get up with energy, even if your body wants to stay in bed, you are reaffirming your new self. When you face a difficult conversation with poise, you are acting as your best self. When you resist repeating past patterns, you are taking a definitive step toward your new future. Want a simple exercise that changes everything? Ask yourself several times a day, is what I'm doing right now aligned with who I want to be? This simple question has the power to awaken your consciousness on autopilot. Because deep down, you already know the answer. And when you start acting like who you already are, reality has no choice. It needs to follow suit. And it does. Always. Don't pressure yourself with perfection. This isn't about never making a mistake again. It's about staying committed. Every mistake is a reminder. Every stumble is an invitation to return to the ideal image. And the more you align with it, the more natural it becomes. It's like changing a tight outfit for something that finally fits. You feel comfortable, fulfilled, and authentic. And if at any point fear returns, because it will, remember, fear is just your old mind trying to keep you where you are. Don't fight it. Just acknowledge it and say, I see you, but I choose to move forward. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's movement, even with it present. Now think with me, what would your life be like if you maintained this alignment for an entire week? And for a month? Imagine the results. The clarity, the peace, the self-confidence. There are no limits for those who live from their highest self-image. You're not pretending to be something you're not. You're revealing what's always been there. And for this to become real, you'll need one final ingredient, inspired action. In the next section, we'll transform this new identity into clear direction. We'll build your emotional and practical action plan, with small daily changes that generate big transformations. And believe me, it's simpler than you think. Tell me, have you started to feel this internal shift yet? Want to see how to take it out into the world, with courage and direction? If so, join me in Part 5, From Inner to Reality, How to Create a New Life with Small Daily Steps. Perfect. Now for Part 5, the final stage of this transformative journey, where you stop just visualizing and start living. This is the moment where motivation meets direction. You've already built your ideal image. You've already understood how it connects with your deepest essence. Now let's translate all this into daily action, because it's in practice, in small steps, that the extraordinary happens. Part 5, From Inner to Reality. How to create a new life with small daily steps. You don't need to wait for a miracle, a cosmic shift, or a sign from the universe to change your life. What you need is already within you, and now it's time to transform that energy into action. Many people think that change requires enormous effort, but the truth is that true change begins with simple gestures, made with intention. And each small step, when aligned with your ideal self, is a portal to a new reality. Stop and think, how would you wake up tomorrow if you were already this new version of yourself? How would you eat? How would you look in the mirror? What words would you use to address yourself? These small choices are everything. And no, you don't have to get it right every time. What you need is a commitment to your evolution, to your truth. Lasting transformation happens when you repeat, every day, attitudes that resonate with the life you desire. This is what forms the new identity. This is what makes reality give way. And do you know what the most powerful secret is that few reveal? You don't need to feel ready to act. Action comes before confidence. You start insecure. You start with doubts. You start with fear. But you start anyway. Because every act is a reminder to your subconscious, I am capable. And the more you act, the more certainty grows. And the more certainty grows, the more you become. This is identity building in practice. Want a practical tip now? Grab a notebook. Write the following. Today, I act like my current self. And list 3 simple actions this new self would take. It could mean speaking with more presence, taking care of your body, saying no to what drains you, saying yes to what expands you. Now, do this every day for 21 days. This is the time it takes for your mind to begin to take on a new structure. Do it with faith, with passion, and celebrate each victory, even if it seems small, because each step is sacred. Remember, no one will do this for you. No guru, no video, no book. They can guide, inspire, remind. But the decision will always be yours. And do you know why? Because the power is already yours. It always has been. You just needed to activate it. So if there's one thing I want you to take with you, it's this. You are not a human being trying to evolve spiritually. You are a spiritual being learning to remember who you truly are. Now I ask you, will you keep waiting, or will you start living this truth now? Will you keep repeating the old script, or will you write the new story with your own hands? If you've made it this far, it's because you've already made the decision to change. Now all that's left is to stay on the path. And I'll be here, side by side with you on this journey of self-discovery, courage, and prosperity. If in 21 days you can reprogram your mind for scarcity, imagine what can happen if you do the opposite. What if I told you there's a simple, practical, and proven method that can rebuild your financial self-esteem, your abundance mindset, and your connection with money, in just 3 weeks? Then stop everything and access it now. Because this isn't just a reading, it's a profound transformation training. Each day is a key. Each affirmation is an unlocking. And in the end, you'll never be the same person again. Start today. Just don't say no one gave you the tools. Take advantage of the channel's recommendation. You've made it this far, and that already says a lot about you. It means that deep down, you know you were born for something greater. That there's a force within you wanting to awaken. Perhaps until now, the world has taught you to doubt. But the time has come to remember who you are. Because the truth is simple, even if forgotten, everything you seek out there already exists within you. And the moment you decide to look within, the world outside begins to transform. In the next videos, you'll discover how to align your mind with abundance, how to rewrite your emotional history with money, and most importantly, how to activate the silent power that's been sleeping within you. And if today you felt something touch your heart, then imagine what's next. The journey is just beginning. But before you go, take a deep breath and ask yourself this question. What if I already had everything I needed, and all I needed was to allow myself to live? See you in the next video, where we'll unlock the next level of this journey. Until then, be the cause of your transformation.